We talk a lot about protecting our daughters, and we should. But today, I want to shift the conversation. Because the real revolution begins when we raise sons who make women feel safe, not sorry. Safe to speak, safe to dream, safe to walk, work, lead, and live without fear. Sorry is what women have been taught for generations, to apologize for their ambition, their voice, their existence. Safety changes that story. Raising boys is not just about preparing them to succeed in the world. It is about preparing the world for their presence. Every son is a future man, and every man carries the power to heal or to harm. That power is not born, it is taught. At dinner tables, in living rooms, in how we talk about women when they're not in the room, in what we excuse and what we correct. Strength is not loud. Strength does not intimidate. Strength does not demand silence. Real strength is restraint. It is respect. It is the courage to listen without interrupting, to stand up without being asked and to say, "This is wrong," even when it's inconvenient. Teach boys that masculinity is not proven by control but by compassion. We must teach our sons that no is a complete sentence, that consent is not negotiable, that kindness is not weakness, that emotions are not shameful. A boy who is allowed to feel will never need to make someone else feel small to feel big. A boy who is taught empathy will grow into a man who creates safety without being told to. And let's talk about accountability. Love does not mean defending bad behavior. Love means correcting it. When a boy is disrespectful, silence is not protection, it is permission. When we excuse harmful behavior as boys being boys, we raise men who believe the world owes them understanding but not responsibility. Accountability is not punishment, it is preparation for adulthood. Raise sons who speak up when a joke crosses the line, who step in when a woman is uncomfortable, who believe women the first time, who understand that being a good man is not about being praised, it's about being trustworthy. The goal is not to raise perfect sons. The goal is to raise conscious ones. Because when you raise a son right, you don't just raise a child, you raise a standard that says women do not need to shrink to survive. A standard that says safety is not a privilege, it's a right. A standard that changes workplaces, streets, homes, and futures. If we want a safer world for women, we must be brave enough to raise better men. And that responsibility belongs to all of us. Not someday, not slowly, but now. Safety does not begin on the streets, in offices, or in laws written on paper. Safety begins at home. It begins in the quiet, everyday moments when a child is watching, absorbing, learning who they are allowed to be in this world. Long before a boy becomes a man, he learns how power works by observing how respect is given or withheld inside his own home. He watches how women are spoken to, how their opinions are valued, how their boundaries are honored. These moments may seem small, but they are the foundation of everything he will carry into the world. When a boy grows up seeing kindness modeled as strength, he does not grow up believing fear as authority. When he sees his mother, sister, or any woman treated with dignity, he internalizes that respect is not optional, it is normal. Safety is not something women should have to demand later in life. It is something boys should be taught to provide naturally, without applause, without credit, without being told. Homes are classrooms long before schools are. Every comment matters, every joke matters, every excuse matters. When harmful behavior is laughed off or ignored, it teaches boys that discomfort is acceptable as long as it is not theirs. But when parents pause, correct, and explain, they teach something far more powerful, that empathy is a responsibility, not a suggestion. A boy who learns this early grows into a man who does not need reminders to do the right thing. Teaching safety at home also means allowing boys to feel. When we tell boys to man up instead of opening up, we teach them to suppress emotions instead of understanding them. Suppressed emotions often resurface as anger, entitlement, or control. But a boy who is allowed to cry, to be afraid, to be vulnerable, learns emotional intelligence. He learns that strength is not the absence of feeling, but the ability to manage it with maturity and care. Safety also comes from consistency. Children do not learn values from lectures, they learn them from patterns. If respect is practiced daily, it becomes instinct. If accountability is enforced lovingly, it becomes character. Correcting a son is not an attack on him. It is an investment in his future and in the safety of everyone he will one day encounter. Raising sons who make women feel safe is not about perfection. It is about intention. It is about choosing awareness over convenience, courage over silence. It is about understanding that every home has the power to shape society, one child at a time. When safety is taught at home, it travels outward, into friendships, relationships, workplaces, and communities. The world does not change overnight, but it does change generation by generation. And every generation begins at home. If we want a future where women do not apologize for existing, where they move freely without fear, it starts with how we raise our sons today. Because the safest world is built by boys who were taught early that respect is not negotiable, it is who they are. Strength has been misunderstood for far too long. We have taught generations of boys that power means dominance, that being a man means being louder, tougher, and emotionally unreachable. But true strength has never been about control. Real strength is quiet. It is steady. It is the ability to hold space for someone else without needing to overpower them. When we redefine strength for our sons, we give the world men who protect without possessing and lead without intimidating. From a young age, boys absorb messages about masculinity from everywhere: family, media, friends, and society. They are told what they should suppress and what they are allowed to express. When aggression is rewarded and empathy is mocked, boys learn that respect is optional and sensitivity is weakness. But when we teach them that kindness requires courage and that self-control is a form of power, we reshape their understanding of what it truly means to be strong. A boy who learns to listen without interrupting is learning respect. A boy who understands that disagreement does not require aggression is learning emotional discipline. A boy who is taught that women are not prizes to be won but people to be valued grows into a man who does not feel threatened by equality. These lessons do not take away strength, they refine it. They turn raw force into character. Control has often been mistaken for confidence, but control is fragile, it depends on fear and submission. Respect, on the other hand, is durable, it survives disagreement, it grows through trust. When a son is raised to believe that his worth comes from how much space he gives others, not how much he takes, he carries that belief into every room he enters. That is the kind of presence that makes women feel safe, not watched, not judged, not diminished. We must also teach boys that power without accountability is dangerous. A strong man is not one who never makes mistakes, but one who owns them. Apologizing does not reduce masculinity, it deepens it. Accountability teaches humility, and humility is the backbone of respect. When boys see adults admit wrongdoing and correct their behavior, they learn that growth is more important than ego. Redefining strength also means challenging silence. Silence in the face of injustice is not neutrality, it is permission. Teaching boys to speak up when they see disrespect, even when it costs them social approval, is teaching moral courage. This kind of bravery does not seek attention, but it leaves an impact that lasts. When we raise sons to understand that strength is measured by how safe others feel around them, we change the definition of success itself. Success is no longer about dominance or validation. It is about trust. It is about being someone whose presence calms rather than threatens. The world does not need more powerful men. It needs more responsible ones. Men who know that strength is not proven by how much they can take, but by how much they can give without expecting anything in return. Accountability is one of the purest forms of love we can offer our sons. It is easy to confuse love with protection, to believe that defending a child at all costs is kindness. But real love does not shield children from the consequences of their actions, it prepares them to face those consequences with integrity. When we teach boys accountability early, we are not being harsh. We are giving them the tools to become trustworthy men. A boy who is never corrected grows up believing that his intentions matter more than his impact. But intention does not erase harm. Teaching accountability means helping sons understand that their words and actions affect others, even when harm was not meant. This awareness builds responsibility, and responsibility builds character. A man who understands his impact does not dismiss discomfort, he addresses it. Too often, harmful behavior is excused with phrases like, "He didn't mean it," or "He's just being a boy." These excuses may feel protective in the moment, but they quietly teach entitlement. They send the message that someone else will always absorb the cost of his mistakes. Accountability interrupts this cycle. It teaches that being held responsible is not an attack, it is a chance to grow. Correcting a son does not mean shaming him. Shame shuts people down, accountability opens them up. When correction is paired with explanation, empathy, and consistency, it teaches self-reflection. A boy learns to pause, to think, to ask himself whether his behavior aligns with his values. This inner dialogue is what turns rules into principles. Accountability also teaches boys how to apologize sincerely. A real apology is not about escaping punishment or smoothing things over. It is about acknowledging harm, expressing remorse, and committing to change. These skills do not come naturally, they must be modeled. When boys see adults apologize without defensiveness, they learn that humility is not weakness, it is maturity. A man who takes responsibility does not fear being called out. He understands that correction is not rejection. This mindset creates safety for women because it removes the burden of constantly justifying their discomfort. When accountability is normal, women do not have to fight to be believed. They are heard the first time. Accountability also means teaching sons that silence is a choice with consequences. When they witness disrespect and say nothing, they are still participating. Teaching boys to recognize this responsibility empowers them to be allies, not bystanders. Speaking up becomes an act of care, not confrontation. Love that avoids accountability creates men who expect forgiveness without change. Love that includes accountability creates men who value trust and work to earn it. These are the men who make others feel safe, not because they are perfect, but because they are dependable. Raising accountable sons is not about control, it is about freedom. The freedom to grow, to learn, and to become someone whose presence does not require excuses. In teaching accountability, we are not limiting our sons, we are expanding the kind of men they are capable of becoming. Empathy is not a soft skill, it is a survival skill for a just society. When we teach boys to understand and value the feelings of others, we give them the ability to connect without causing harm. Empathy allows a boy to step outside himself and recognize that his experience is not the center of every story. This awareness is what transforms power into responsibility and presence into safety. From an early age, boys are often discouraged from expressing tenderness. They are taught to toughen up, to ignore pain, to move on quickly. But empathy requires the opposite. It requires pausing, listening, and allowing someone else's reality to matter. A boy who learns to listen without immediately defending himself is learning one of the most important lessons of adulthood. He is learning that understanding comes before responding. Teaching empathy means teaching boys to believe women when they speak about their experiences. It means explaining that discomfort does not need to be proven to be valid. When a woman says she feels unsafe, empathy responds with concern, not skepticism. Boys who grow up with this mindset do not minimize feelings or demand explanations. They adjust their behavior because they care. Empathy also teaches restraint. A boy who can sense how his words might land chooses them more carefully. He understands that humor should never come at the expense of someone else's dignity. This awareness creates emotional intelligence, a quality that makes people feel secure in his presence. Safety is often not about grand gestures, but about consistent, thoughtful behavior. We must also teach boys that empathy includes action. Feeling is not enough if it is not followed by responsibility. When boys learn to step in when someone is uncomfortable, to offer support without being asked, they become protectors in the truest sense, not through force, but through awareness and courage. This kind of protection does not seek recognition, it seeks fairness. Empathy grows when boys are exposed to diverse stories and perspectives. When they hear women speak openly about their experiences without interruption or judgment, their understanding deepens. They begin to see patterns, not isolated incidents. This awareness builds respect, because respect is born from understanding, not fear. A man who leads with empathy does not need to dominate. He creates space. He makes room for others to exist fully, without apology. Women feel safe around such men because there is no tension, no need for vigilance. Safety feels like ease. It feels like being seen and respected without explanation. Raising empathetic sons requires patience. It requires modeling empathy ourselves, especially when it is uncomfortable. Children learn far more from what we do than what we say. When they see empathy practiced consistently, it becomes part of who they are. In a world that often rewards indifference, choosing to raise empathetic boys is a radical act. But it is also a necessary one. Because empathy is the bridge between intention and impact, and it is the foundation of a future where women feel safe simply being themselves. Raising sons is never just a personal journey, it is a social responsibility. Every child we raise becomes part of the world we all must live in, and every lesson we teach echoes far beyond the walls of our homes. When we raise sons who make women feel safe, we are not only shaping individual character, we are shaping the future of communities, workplaces, and generations yet to come. The future is not built by grand speeches or temporary outrage. It is built quietly, through values repeated daily until they become instinct. A boy who grows up understanding respect as a default does not need to be reminded to practice it later. He carries it into his friendships, his relationships, and his professional life. These men change environments simply by being present, because their behavior sets a standard others begin to follow. Raising conscious sons means teaching them that equality is not a threat. It does not take away from their worth, it expands it. When boys understand that women's success does not diminish their own, competition turns into collaboration. This shift alone has the power to transform workplaces and leadership structures. Men who are secure in their values do not feel the need to assert dominance, they contribute with confidence and respect. The impact of such upbringing multiplies. A man who treats women with dignity influences his peers. He challenges harmful behavior not through aggression, but through example. Over time, what once felt normal begins to feel unacceptable. Cultural change rarely happens through confrontation alone. It happens when better behavior becomes the new norm. Raising sons with awareness also prepares them for healthier relationships. They learn that love is not ownership and partnership is not hierarchy. They understand that safety is emotional as well as physical. Women feel safe with men who listen, who communicate honestly, and who respect boundaries without resentment. These relationships are not built on fear or obligation, but on trust and mutual growth. This kind of future does not require perfection. It requires commitment. There will be mistakes, unlearning, and difficult conversations. But progress is not about getting everything right. It is about being willing to grow. When sons are taught that growth is lifelong, they do not resist change. They embrace it. Every generation has a choice to repeat what was handed down or to improve it. Raising sons who make women feel safe is how we choose progress over tradition, awareness over ignorance, courage over comfort. It is how we ensure that the next generation does not have to fight the same battles all over again. The world women dream of, a world where safety is assumed, not negotiated, will not arrive by accident. It will arrive because